Welcome to Obsidian for Tabletop RPGs. Let's learn how to use the tool. Alright, g'day guys, and welcome back tonight to another Obsidian video. Tonight we're going to be having a look at a very important topic, and that is tables. If you've played any sort of TTRPG in your life, you will know that they are full of tables. There is tables for things to roll on, tables for choices to select, and basically tables, and tables. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. One of the weak points that Markdown has is tables. What I'm going to show you here is how to actually do a table manually. And just hold with me. I'm just going to quickly turn off one of the plugins that I've got turned on, which is Advanced Tables. Alright, and we're going to just do a table manually. This is how you do a table in Obsidian on your own, right? You can do a pipe to start it off when you say, this is the name of my column, and you do another pipe. Then you do another name of the column, and another pipe, and third. Alright, you get the idea. You're doing basically pipe, name, and make your column structure. Alright, then we need to basically come down here and we need to do these little dot dots. So you do a pipe, space, and the idea is that you have the same number of dashes to equal, you know, the text that you have above. So SECOND. THIRD, alright, pipe. See how it's starting to turn into its own thing. Now, then you come through and you create a pipe and you put the values. So this would be value 1, value 2, value 3, and an end. Alright, that's technically a table. Alright, when you render it in Markdown, that will display as a table. Now, I don't know about you, but my OCD is just like screaming at me saying, that is terrible. You need to add more spaces in here and align it so at least it looks quite nice. Alright, but if we come back into this mode, you can see it doesn't have any impact. It's just, it's just a rendering option. Alright, that's completely terrible. You don't want to be doing that for all of your tables. That will take you the longest amount of time out of all of your data entry requirements, right? It's just a horrendous concept. So what do? We're going to go in and we're going to install this Advanced Tables plugin. So come down here to Settings, come to Community Plugins, go Browse. We're going to type in Advanced Tables. Alright, I'll do it for the purpose of the video. You can see it was already there. Alright, so this one's by Tony Grossinger. It was last updated recently, so it looks like it's a nice healthy one. You can see it's been downloaded 500,000 times, so this is a very popular plugin. I've got a lot of faith in this one. We can enable it, or you will need to install and enable. I've actually got an update option because there's been an update to this, so I'll just quickly go through and do that, and then we'll enable it. Alright, now, this is one of those plugins where reading the README is going to help you out, guys, because it goes through and shows you how it works. So we'll come back to that. For now, let's just jump in here and we'll show you the difference in making a table. So plugin is enabled. We start our pipe. We do column 1, pipe, column 2, pipe, column 3, pipe. So that is the same. But if I press enter, note that it's done everything for me. It's even created, the section that creates the heading. Alright, and then it's also created these boxes here ready for me to fill in. So I can go 1, tab, 2, tab, 3, enter. Alright, 4, tab, 5, tab, 6, enter. Alright, see how it's starting to work like an actual proper, probably Excel table. It's much easier for us to use. So that out of the box is absolutely superb. Alright, and I'm going to tell you right now, I have a couple of plugins that I install completely out of the box whenever I start a new vault. Advanced Tables is one of them. All right, it's just functionality that, in my opinion, should be, grandfathered, or I don't know what you call it, but it should be put into Obsidian, all right, as a default, because it is just so damn handy. Now, it does go a little bit further though. So for that, what I want to do is let's go back to Settings, come here to Community Plugins and Browse. Alright, go to Advanced Tables, have a look at the README. Alright, have a good look at this README. Alright, so you can understand what you want to do. Because Advanced Tables does support formulas. Okay, alright, actually this is interesting, I just learned something. So tab is next cell, shift and tab is previous cell, enter is next row. and Shift Control D will open the control sidebar. That's really good to know, quite handy. All right, but let's just go down here. Let's have a look at the review, right? So it tells you how to use it. It's got formulas and spreadsheets in Markdown, so you can actually do some mathematical equations on it. And that's kind of like where we want to go next, right? I just want to have a look at how that's working. There's no way for me to like give you an example of every single type of formula I do, like that's not how maths works, but if you come through here and have a look specifically at this link up here, spreadsheet formulas, and I'll just drag that in, it opens up this nice page here that says click here to open this up, and here we have a really nice rundown of some of the things that you can do. Alright, there's examples, there's walkthroughs to explain what some of the demo formulas are doing. Alright, it tells you about the functions that are available, you can do ranges. Alright, if we come down here, you got algebra equations, interesting. Alright, and we can do plain maths, we can do multiplication, division. There's some conditional stuff, right? So greater than, equal than, that sort of stuff. There's some functions so that you can do a sum and you can do a mean, all right, where a mean is grabbing the average of something. And yeah, there's some really cool things that you can do in here. So I highly recommend you spend some time reading that. So what I've done over here is just basically created an example just to show you some of the things it can do. So I've got two example formulas here, all right? We'll start with this one here because I think probably people will read that a bit easier to start off with. All right, now with this, by the way, to enter this line here, what I do recommend, all right, to do a table formula is actually go through and put a template in, all right, with everything. I'm always telling you guys, like, do templates, do templates, do templates. All right, so if we go Markdown, I'm just going to create a new note in here. I'm going to paste this in here. Advanced tables formula. Alright, I'm just going to put in an example, put in another example. Alright, so that they're there. Alright, now I can close that off. And now the idea of that is that I can come in here, press Alt-T, go table. Alright, I can do my advanced tables formula. It adds them in, so this way I don't have to remember the syntax of all of this. Okay? But, just for the benefit of doing this for the first time, here is the syntax. Alright, we've got one of these little arrows pointing backwards, an exclamation mark, 2 dashes, and a space. Okay? That tells the tool, well actually up to here, tells the tool that I'm going to put in a formula. So TBL, table, FM, formula, so table formula, then a colon, alright, and then a space. That's required at the start of the formula, and the formula that's going to work, my understanding is it needs to be right underneath the table. Okay? Then we do the formula itself. Okay? And then we close it with a space, dash, dash, forward arrow. Okay? So that's just one formula example. And just so you understand what this is doing, it's saying I want column 4, alright, so $4 equals column 4 to equal column 1, which is the $1, plus column 3, $3, alright, then plus column 2, column 2. Now, why did I do this way? Because someone's probably looking at me going, why don't you just do 1 plus 2 plus 3? Actually had some trouble with it. Alright, so if you click here, you can actually come over here, you can see it just could not be passed. So it doesn't seem to like doing more than 2 column equations. So I just did it as a nest, did it in 2 steps. Just to give the program a bit easier time, and then that gave me a 6. Alright, so just to explain why I did it the way I did. But as you can see, so column 4 is equal to column 1 plus column 3 plus column 2. So 3 plus 2 plus 1 equals 6. Alright, and how did I make that happen? Because, you know normally this would be this. And just for an example, actually, let's go through and do 4, 5, 6, and we'll do another one at the end. It'll be 7 to 6. Alright, so now I've got more, and we can come in here. So how do we trigger a formula? Because it doesn't happen automatically. Actually, that's quite an interesting point. I just want to check something. I'm going to close this down and control click this. No, it doesn't happen when the node opens. Alright, so how do we trigger a formula? You actually need to use the advanced tables side panel. Alright, so when you installed the mod, or the plugin, sorry, it would have added this on the right, and you can see here that over here there's advanced tables, and you can see it brings these options up. Now, it's probably important here, there's some really cool stuff, okay? So, insert row above, alright? We've got that sort of functionality, so, you know, insert row, insert column, delete row, delete column. You've got the option to move rows up and down. You've got some sorting options. Alright, what else we got? Export as CSV. That's an interesting one. Help, and we've got some alignment. Alright, so it's just a basic sort of control panel for this plugin. But more importantly, down here is the formula button. Alright, so we press that, then it will run the formulas on any table that you're currently clicked into. And because I'm using the $ here, that means do this on each row. Alright, and that way it's actually coming through and doing it. Now there's some more advanced things you can do here. I'm not going to go through them all because, you know, you're going to need to create a formula for your specific situation, obviously. This one here is interesting though. So again, table formula, and then column 4 is equal to, alright, and here we're going to use the sum formula. So a sum of 1 through to 3. So column 1 through to column 3 equals 6. Alright. Did I seriously write 15, 15, 15 on every single one of those? Yep, I did. Wow. Didn't mean to do that. Cool. Anyway, alright. So, yeah, you know, there's power there. There's functionality that you can use. Interestingly, we can use stuff like this as well. New column. Alright. Just note this, that because I've added in that column. 1, 2, 3. Does that actually... I'm curious now. To see how I pressed that button and it didn't trigger. It's putting it in here because column 4 is now that 1, 3. Yep. There you go. All right. So just keep in mind that if you're going to be playing with messing around with formulas and you're adding rows and you're adding columns, like it's very much going to give the ability to impact the outcome. So for me to fix this, I need to make it column 5 is now the total column. And the sum should be 1 through to 4. Alright, and that will now give you the addition. And of course we can come down here. Alright, now the one thing I really like about the Advanced Tables plugin, I don't know if you guys picked up on that, but if you come in here and put a heap of text and press tab into the next cell, it automatically reticks that table and just resizes it so that it's like in the correct order. So for me, this is easily one of the easiest ways to support tables. I'm going to be completely honest. There's something else that I think you guys should probably be aware of though. So what if we do Excel to Markdown? I'm just going to open up a quick Excel spreadsheet. One of the things you're commonly going to see, or might find, is websites. Right? Websites with tables. And if we go to, let's go to D&D Beyond. I feel dirty. I'm sure everyone's heard about everything that's gone down with that. If we just do a search for a table. Actually, you know what? Let's start the transition in the videos, guys. Let's have a look at Demiplane. So let me log in. Oh no, it's logging in. Alright, so Demiplane, for anyone who hasn't heard of it, this is the new platform that Adam and his team who created D&D Beyond, they were the founders, they actually left D&D Beyond and made Demiplane. So I'm just exploring using this as a character creator. I've purchased some books on here. Got access to Pathfinder already. I'm looking forward to being able to have a look at the what am I thinking of? Having a look at the character creator. I think that'll be really cool. But let's have a look here. So pick a background. You would think a background would have a table, wouldn't you? There we go. There's a table. I don't know if this is going to work very well, but let's have a look. So getting tables, this is the point of my conversation, sorry. Getting the tables from the content you want to copy into Obsidian is really what this is all about, right? Like the primary job that you're going to do as a TTRPG dungeon master is be like, I'm going to copy this table because I need this randomness in my stuff. So I'm going to copy this table. I'm just going to see if I can put it into Excel. See how it comes out? Alright, so I've copied it in and it did come through into some sort of table. Alright, let's just have a look and see how that copies into Obsidian from there. Wrong vault. This one. Oh, look at that. Perfect. That actually came in Markdown format already. Now, I wonder if I have anything else that is empowering that. I need to know that. I need to know that answer. Let's do a test. We're going to create a new vault. Test now. I'm going to put it with everything else. What's going there? I'll create it. Alright, so this is just out of the box, this vault. It's got nothing in it. That's what happens when you paste a table from Excel, guys, like by default. Alright, so I definitely have plugins doing this. Alright, so let's just come through. We're going to do a very quick test. And what I'm doing here is I'm testing to see if it's advanced tables that actually allows us to do this, because I might have something else going on. No, does not look like it. Let's just reload it just to make sure. New note. Alright, so it's not advanced tables that's actually enabling me to paste from Excel directly in. And I do wonder if that's the case, what it is, because it means, oh, there it is. Alright, there's a really good one for us to know about. Excel to Markdown table. Sorry guys, as you can see, I've had some of these plugins installed for so long that I have even forgotten what plugins I have installed and what they do. Excel to Markdown table. So let's go through and let's have a look for that. Alright, so Excel to Markdown. Alright, Markdown table. So what this means is you can copy from Excel to Markdown. And as you saw, like that was very, very easy. That was just a Control V to do a normal paste. And as it comes in from Excel, it does the entire transition for itself. Alright, so let's just do another test with that. We're going to come over here. Column 1, column 2. So very simple. If I copy that and I paste it in, there, fantastic. It just automatically converts it to Markdown. So that is a really handy thing to know, guys. Did not intend that for this video, obviously, but I think that's a really good thing for you to have. So advanced tables, and we're going to just go through and mark that down. Excel to Markdown table. They're two plugins that you most certainly should play around with. Alright, so give that a go. Alright, so what you're probably going to do is you're going to want to probably go from either a website or a PDF, and you want to go directly into Markdown. There are some web tools out there that can be used to do this, so here's the one that I most commonly use, which is tabletomarkdown.com/ convert-spreadsheet-to-markdown. So tabletomarkdown.com with the convert spreadsheet to markdown tool. And as you can see here, they've got this big paste table here. Alright, so the easiest way for us to use this is obviously to bring up a table. And I'll just grab something I prepared earlier. So here's a table. Alright, I'm just going to paste the table from a website. Alright, in this case here I am using D&D Beyond, which I know is in a HTML format. And I can paste it in here. Alright, you can see it recognizes the fact that it's a table. Sometimes it does error out, just be aware of that. So like some really old PDFs I've noticed, it just doesn't like it. Alright, and there's a submit button down the bottom here. You press that, and that then converts it into, here we go, Markdown. So this website's just nice and clean, so I quite like it. And you can clear it, and then you can do another one. So I quite often leave that website down when I'm getting ready to come in here into Obsidian. And as you can see, I can now paste that directly in here, and we can come in and go back into editing mode, alright, into preview mode, and you can see it's just a nice clean table. So it's really quick and easy to use for that perspective. So you don't have to go from content to Excel to Markdown. you can obviously go from content to website to Markdown as well. There's lots of different options with tables to get it in here quickly. So give that a go. You're going to have data coming from multiple sort of sources, and sometimes you need to think outside the box on how do you get that in, right? Like, and I can't tell you the answer to all of this because there's all sorts of different options out there. If you're using like a really old PDF, like it might not even be a proper table. It might not be recognized as a table whenever you try to get it in. Like you might be able to copy it into Excel and it'll work, or you might be able to go into a HTML or a PDF converter to Markdown, like do a bit of a Google and see what tools are out there. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you just have to brute force it. All right, so you have to play around with the type of tables that you have a look at how they're recognized by different systems, and the last resort should be brute forcing, but sometimes it's necessary. And brute forcing, by that I mean like you're literally like copying cell by cell by cell, and that's an absolutely terrible thing to have to do. But it is certainly something that sometimes it's easier, I'll be completely honest, and other times it's not, right? So have a play, try copy it into Excel, all right? If that works, you're fantastic. You can then use the Excel to Markdown table converter straight back into Markdown. Otherwise, have a look at websites. Paste the table from a PDF or from a website into there and see how it handles it, and then paste the output of that back into here. Alternative though, just use advanced tables and go through and write it out yourself. So yeah, look, that's been a bit of a deep look into tables and how nasty they can be. Like, let's be honest, it's probably my least favorite part of Markdown. But the advanced tables plugin does make it very easy to sort of get around this. So this level of functionality here, I'm quite happy with this because it's quick, it's easy, and once you get used to it, it works quite nicely. So, and you've obviously got formulas. All right, now I've only used formulas probably twice in all of my campaign management requirements, but that's not the point. It's available, right? It's something you can do. So, you might come up with a really cool idea. I think I used it in my, the travel calculations. I used it to create some of the tables that were used inside of all of that. So anyway, that's been a quick look at how to use tables in Obsidian, specifically the Advanced Tables plugin and the Excel to Markdown table plugin. They are fantastic solutions, so I highly recommend you go and install them. And outside of that, guys, look, have a great week. It's been a real challenging time in the Obsidian, sorry, not in Obsidian, but in the TTRPG realm, so go roll some dice, guys. I think everyone needs a beer, a bit of a breather. And then outside of that, enjoy yourself. If you are enjoying this content, please do like and subscribe. Massive, huge shout out to all my patrons. Really, really enjoying the surge of interest in Pathfinder 2e, and we are doing a lot of work on that. So thank you, guys. It's all coming together way quicker than I would have ever imagined. Outside of that, though, have a great day. I'll speak to you on the socials. Enjoy.